playing a game of Tabletop Talk here. I'm back at the front of the table after a long absence. Well, maybe. Actually, depending on... Whatever. Anyway, we're playing a game of Dread. It's a one-shot where you pull blocks from this Jenga tower when you want to do stuff. It's a horror game. If the tower falls over at any point during you pulling a block, or just like bumping the table or poking it with a pencil, and the tower falls, your character dies in horrible, horrible ways. Or they go crazy, or they decide to join the cult that you're fighting against, or they run off into the night, however you want to phrase it. The way you make characters in Dread is by answering a few questions on a questionnaire the GM comes up with. That's me. I've already asked the players the questions. This time around, we have James Lee, Phillip, and Dan playing. Hey, sweet. Okay, let's just go around the table and we'll just talk quickly about what our characters are here. James, what are you playing?
I am playing Darryl Trout. He's a 32-year-old ex-Navy civilian contractor who works at the local naval base. He's high school buddies with the protagonist of the story, apparently.
That's right.
And his name is Robert King. And I'm arriving at this location where the event is going to take place in my Ford pickup.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Base Truder. I'm 29. I work at a local bakery near town. And me and Robert King fucked at Burning Man and kind of kept in touch. And I also knew his family pretty well. And so he invited me up to this thing, and I drove up there in my Dodge Datsun.
Datsun pickup.
My Datsun pickup. What? I don't...
What was your playa name?
My what?
Never mind. Okay. Dan.
Okay, cool. Hello, I'm Jim Whitlow. I am a lumberjack out here in Western Oregon. And I know King because he spent a summer as a lumberjack back when he was 23, and we've sort of kept in touch since then. And I got out here, I carpooled with Bass.
Oh, Bass.
Oh no, now he can't remember.
Oh god.
It's Bass.
It's Bass. Every time you get your name wrong, like...
I'm sorry.
Cool. All right. So, there's like what the audience sees as the view of this game comes up is this brief bit of snowy fuzz like you'd see in an old VCR, and then it clicks on and we see a scene of this old Datsun pickup driving along a road up Highway 101 on the western coast of Oregon. I always have to do the never eat in my head. I always get those mixed up. Anyway, off the western coast of Oregon, Highway 101, also known as the Royal Road, if you're from Southern California. And we see the pickup drive along. What kind of music is playing in your car?
Ooh.
It's 1998.
Oh, so... we're going to have to remember music from 1998.
Grunge?
Is
we're
it
getting
grunge?
the Seattle vibe?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, it's totally.
Yeah.
We got some heavy, hardcore Nirvana blasting, or what, Soundgarden? It's a nice car.
Oh, I like that.
Like
I understand why it got discontinued. Everyone stopped buying it, though.
Daniel was showing Phillip a picture of the Datsun pickup because apparently Phillip has never heard of Datsuns.
I really like that car.
I only drive
Jettas. It's too bad it was apparently
they were like the most reliable thing you ever heard of. You could fix every part of it yourself. They never broke down.
Oh my gosh, that sounds
They're
great.
just like these incredible machines in the company.
That's why the government doesn't like it.
Because as you can see, the chassis is like all one molded piece.
I kind of love it.
Anyway, so you're driving along this road, and we see this repeated view of the like yellow lines going underneath the truck's wheels, like just repeating and repeating. Grunge is playing in the background, and you're driving up the coast, coming through this like gray foggy mist. The date is June 21st, 1998, and you pass around a bend, like a curve, and through the fog, it kind of clears, and you hear like the rush of the ocean because you're very close to the coast here. You can see that as you pull your pickup around, there's a slight pathway that leads up to this, leads just off the road to this old-looking rundown motel. And there's a big old black pole sign standing up just to the left of it with like this spinning sign that's a gigantic crown with like neon outlining it, spinning around, and it says the King's Carriage in like black cursive letters underneath that crown. It slowly rotates around. So you pull your truck up just like you pull off the road and you pull your truck up just outside this wrought iron gate that encircles the front part of the motel. And parked at the gate, you can see this Ford pickup. Yeah, you can see this Ford pickup parked just there. As you like open your door and you both hop out of the car, you see Darryl hop out of his car as well. You guys like all step out there into the fog. There's a wrought iron gate that is firmly shut in front of the motel, and then the gate runs, there's like a high iron fence with the pointed tips that runs around the front perimeter of the motel with like 2 brick columns on either side and those little white circular lights that light up during the night. And then just beyond the fence is like the roof of the office, and then it goes back to like the stairs and the higher rooms, like the higher apartment rooms.
Is this one of those like 2-story things with a walkway and all the like doors face one side?
Exactly. They actually all face inward. The whole motel as a whole is a square,
right?
And then they all face inward towards a pool in the center on the lowest level.
Gotcha.
And it's just 2 levels.
So we're outside and the gate is locked.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's shut. Yeah. You don't see any apparent like chains or anything like that on it. So yeah, you guys all get out of your cars and you see each other get out of your cars. What do you do?
Is it like dark and night time?
No, it's actually the middle of the day, like probably around 1:30, but it's so foggy that it's hard to see the sun.
It's the northwest.
Yeah. You can hear like the rush of the sea just like very close. Like if you walked for a while, you could get down to the beach probably.
Oh, so this is actually kind of swanky location in terms of like...
Yeah, it was a very good location, not so great architecture.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Got a real spooky vibe to it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you guys all hop out of your trucks. What do you do?
I guess I should introduce myself to this guy.
Hey.
Hey!
You guys here for the...
Robert King thing, yeah. I'm Base. We may have met before?
Trout. Darryl Trout. Okay. And you are?
Jim.
It's
a pleasure.
How do you know Robert?
He did a summer as a lumberjack back when.
Oh.
What do we all look like?
Oh.
Like a lumberjack, obviously.
All right, yeah, sure. Flannel.
Yeah,
okay.
Big burly fellow, yeah.
I got like a... Oh, you I'm sorry.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
I've got sort of a beard.
Sorry. I was just thinking about
I got an axe over one shoulder and a plate of pancakes in the other hand.
I love it. My guy has like a white shirt and sort of like gray, just regular jeans, but the white shirt has some stains on it because baking and stuff.
Is it like a crew neck T-shirt or like
sort
a
of,
button down?
Sort of like Bob from Bob's Burgers, where
Okay.
it's just like not a great T-shirt and it's sort of stained from cooking a bunch, and I have like just like a sort of cheapish plasticky watch,
Gotcha.
digital watch,
And
all the rage.
Blue denim rolled up sleeve shirt, denim jeans, brown leather, shoes, probably steel toe, high and tight, clean shaven, still have that kind of like Navy discipline that he remembers. Plus he still works on base, so he keeps to that whole thing even though he's a civilian.
Right.
So are you one of those like super short, like blonde hair, like
Sort of
look like an asshole?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like he's that guy that like in the show, as soon as he comes up, you figure he's gonna be the jerk who like doesn't like anyone.
Okay.
Or at least he looks like that guy.
All right.
So yeah, what do you guys do? You're standing outside the gate. There's no sign of Robert. So Robert, you've all kind of known. You've all known him at different parts of his life. Robert's always been kind of a drifter. Like he floats from here to there. Like in school, he didn't always get the best grades. He played in a couple of bands. He's very bohemian in his personality. After high school, he kind of drifted around and disappeared. His mom and his dad divorced when he was very young. So he's kind of lived with his mom for a while. But you all know that his dad actually owned this motel.
Cool.
Caleb King always took good care of this place.
I'm guessing that maybe when we were youngins, we have been here a few times, maybe like on an outing weekend or something.
Once or twice, maybe, but not as often as you would think.
Sure. But yeah, like we probably came up once in a while, but I would have been very surprised to have heard from him for this because after joining the Navy, I completely lost track of him.
Yeah.
Like it was a shocker to learn that he was ever a lumberjack. Like, I mean, it makes sense because he did every ridiculous thing, but I was like, It doesn't seem like his thing because lumberjacking sounds like hard work.
Yeah.
And Robert is not known for being a hard worker.
Right. Yeah, it's like you guys would probably go around and hang out at the motel like at the end of around August.
Yeah.
Like, maybe once or twice in
Yep.
your entire lifetime of knowing Robert. But yeah,
Sure.
like an into the summer kind of thing.
My main reason for asking was whether or not any of this looks familiar. Does it look like, in 20 years, like some things have changed?
A lot of things has changed. So for one thing, the motel is obviously in disrepair and rundown. Like you can see the brickwork is chipped. There's mold growing on it. Some of the fence posts are like bent a little bit and twisted. You actually see a couple of like chips taken out of the brickwork in the front, and you can tell like far beyond, like the pool is algae covered. It hasn't been tended to in a long time.
So the key is that it's no longer a functioning motel. Like
Yes,
okay,
yes, definitely not.
okay.
Yeah.
People would not pay to be here.
Hasn't been in business for a while. You can even see like some trash spread around like the inside of the motel and stuff.
Gotcha.
All right.
So yeah, after a few moments of standing outside there in the gate, like do you guys just kind of wait out there?
Oh no, I'm gonna try the gate.
Yeah.
Because it seems like nobody's come out to receive us. There's no obvious light on in the like main office, right?
Now that you can see, now that everything seemed pretty dark.
And I'm
Is
looking
there-
for an intercom sort of thing.
There's no intercom.
Or
Is-
like a button.
Is there another car out here? Like somebody else drove out here?
There doesn't seem to be.
And none of our invitations indicated how many people were invited, right?
No, obviously not.
Okay, so
Anytime you think there should be organization, assume it's not the case.
okay.
Ah.
So yeah, I would try the gate because it seems very clear that it can't be just the three of us. So
Yeah, everyone must be inside.
yeah,
Yeah, there's like a grind and a obvious complain from the hinges as you like push the gate open, but it does. It goes and just creaks open. And beyond you lies like the empty courtyard. So the floor of the courtyard here is like solid stone with like the speckled stones that are around pools to keep people from slipping, that sort of thing. And then you can easily see like some of the red doors that lead into the rooms beyond. So yeah,
does it look like there's a lot like we should pull our cars in and park wherever?
no, there's no lot. The main lot is there's like a little parking lot just outside the gate where people can pull their cars off.
Okay, so we're already
This
there.
go this gate like goes right into it basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
All
there's
right.
not a whole bunch of So yeah, you guys walk through the gate or
Yeah,
Yeah,
to the office,
All right.
wherever we think it's the only obvious like main area, right? Like the lobby or whatever.
right, totally.
Did anybody say we were supposed to meet him?
No,
Okay.
So the
That's what
office is
Kind of
just
looks like nobody's here.
the office is just to the left of the gate. So as you guys go and you start heading towards it, and then you see from like straight in front of you, like on the left side of the motel, a door to one of the rooms opens, and you see this taller man, broad-shouldered, a huge bushy red beard and like thick red hair, and he's got on these sunglasses, and he's wearing this like camouflage clothes, like like the wilderness, like the leaves and like stick patterns. He's got that on his jacket and on his pants,
okay.
and he comes out of the door and he raises his hands upright and goes, "Guys, you made it!" And it's Robert.
Oh, okay.
You
It's like-
realize now that like you hear his voice, you like see his stature.
Sure.
He's definitely grown a lot of hair since you saw him last. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's absolutely Robert. And he comes out, he's like, "I'm so happy you could make it. This is great." And he like shuts the door to the room behind him and he's like, "Come here, let me get a hug.
Yeah, we go over and give him a hug.
Yeah,
Big
right.
old burly man
Right,
hug.
Yeah.
By the way, when we saw him come, is there any? We were to get a glimpse of what was in the room behind him.
It's pretty far away and pretty dark.
Okay.
So yeah, he comes up close to you, he like puts his arms around, all of you, gives you individual hugs. He like
Yeah.
puts a hand on your shoulder for a little bit longer.
Oh, that
I bet-
knowing.
I bet he
oh, yeah.
does.
Yeah. And then he says, "I'm so happy you guys could make it. Thank you so much for driving all the way out here. I know I called you on short notice. It's just you gotta all right, so let me take a step back. My dad died about 2 weeks back.
Oh,
Mhm.
I'm
And,
sorry
to hear that.
It's all right. I didn't really know him that well anyway. The fact of the matter is, he left me some stuff in his will, including the king's carriage. Pretty great, right?
Damn.
My
I mean,
dad-
look at this place.
I look around, notice be like, this is fine.
This place is great.
It's certainly it's
Definitely could
pretty
use
exciting.
some work, but I could see it, you opening it back up again.
Exactly, right? Well,
Mhm.
here's what you're not gonna believe about it. Apparently, guys, my dad was into some pretty freaky shit.
What do you mean?
I mean, you should just see for yourself. And he turns around and looks back at the gate. He's like, "Oh, give me a second." He walks over to the gate and he grabs it, and there's like the groaning, grinding noise as he pulls the gate shut and like clacks shut. It's like, dang thing used to have a remote control, doesn't work anymore. I don't know what's going on.
Wait,
with it.
did you just invite the three of us?
Yeah, is anybody
Well,
else?
yeah, you guys are the only three I really trust with this.
Really?
Well, you're three of my closest friends.
Well, I'm flattered. Like, I haven't seen you since high school, buddy.
Oh,
Like,
come on, Darryl. We've palled around. You know.
Yeah, we had some adventures, but that was a long time ago. You haven't met anyone since then that would be. I mean, I'm honored, but
I mean, we met at Burning Man. Had a good time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
No, not really. I mean, you know, just kind of do my thing. I was in this band a while back. We broke up. Lead singer, whatever. It's under the water under the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you guys should come with me. All right?
Yeah.
Let me show you this. This is crazy. So he walks you back towards room 103, which is the room he exited out of when he first exited the room. And he's like, so what have you guys been up to lately? You know, making small talk as he makes your way back there. And he gets his hand on the doorknob to room 103 and then says, you guys ready? And he presses the door open. And as he presses it open, you can see that the room itself looks like a normal hotel room, right? So you've got like a red plush chair over in the corner. There's two beds, you know, the twin and like the lamp in between.
Yeah.
There's like a little faux desk. But these have all been kind of moved to the side, and the carpeting of the room has been rolled back to reveal a trap door that's been built into the floor of the motel room, which is wide open.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
And there's this like bright white light coming out of the trap door. Like there's like a floodlight or something on down there. He's like, come here. And so he like walks forward into the room and heads down the steps of the trap door.
Wow.
I follow him.
Yeah, I followed.
yeah.
Okay. So he leads you guys down the steps. It doesn't go down for that long. It is a staircase. It probably goes down for like maybe 15 feet or so. And he leads you down these flights, and eventually you get to the bottom where it's a concrete floor, and you can see it's actually this room that's been built underneath this room in the motel. And he says, I was wondering why my dad always rented this room last. Now I guess I figured it out. And he takes you down this corridor for a while, this like cement corridor, and rounds a bend, and you can see that in this underground room there is a bank of these really old monitors, like all up against one wall and wired up to cables that seem to run up through holes in the ceiling and run up to like through the motel to heaven knows where.
Yeah.
So like there's like probably 9 monitors and like a desk and like a big old changing board for like switching between the monitors and like focusing and different things like that. And then there's 2 or 3 racks filled with VHSs. Just and they're in those sleeves that's like, you know, the LVS or the RCA like VHS covers, slip covers, where it's like you can load these into your camcorder and pre-record. And he turns around and he holds his hands like, guys, my dad was a voyeur.
Your dad was fucked up. This is insane.
Oh, that's
So
twice now.
You just film people.
We lose our PG-13 rating.
Oh, would you like me to actually not swear?
It's too late. Now that you used the second one, we have to
So we're outside of the first minute of the video.
That's
The
right.
algorithm doesn't care.
No, but
It's a horror game. Come on.
well, that's
I mean, you guys got to see some of the stuff on this tapes. It's crazy.
Crazy, like sexy crazy.
I mean, some of it's. I mean,
I guess obvious.
so you never knew your dad was doing any of this.
No, I had no idea. I mean, look at it's a whole bank. Look at all this. Look, he even had, and he points to this little like looks like an intercom device on the wall, and it's got like a white box with a white speaker on it, and then there's a red light and a yellow light plugged into it. And he says he even had a sensor for when somebody would come through the gate at the front, so he could know when he had to get out of here to, you know, go take care of customers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the dude was kind of a creep. Yeah, I've watched a couple of the tapes, and it's crazy. I mean, I've seen couples fighting each other. I've seen people enjoying themselves. I've seen like this guy eating this entire plate of chicken. Like just took an hour eating this whole plate of fried chicken. It was crazy. The tapes go all the way back to like the early 70s, probably when they first started putting VHS out.
Oh man.
So was your dad just watching people, or was he blackmailing them?
I never thought about that, actually.
I mean, after all, it's a motel on the Pacific Coast Highway here by the water. You can only imagine all sorts of shenanigans went on here.
Oh yeah.
Well, spin up the tapes, man. Let's watch the greatest hits.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Well, okay, so that's actually why I wanted you guys to come see this, because there's a weird feeling, like watching all these tapes by yourself. Oh, by the way, that white light I mentioned before, there's a very obvious like floodlight over in the corner that's turned on full blast and like illuminating the room in this bright white light.
Okay.
And he says, you know, my dad died. I inherited the motel. I was checking it out over the course of a couple of weeks. I find the room. I sat down in here for like 3 or 4 days watching these things. It kind of got to me, guys. You know, I started thinking about what I've been doing with my life and what kind of person my dad was, and then I was like, maybe I don't want to be that kind of person, you know? That's why I wanted to invite you guys out here, right? To like kind of get a fresh start.
So to get out of your own head a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Well, also, and this is the really weird thing, there's a couple of tapes which I haven't watched yet because check this out. So, oh shit. So happy
It's all right.
Those are
my character dies. All right, so
Robert falls.
Yeah.
he goes over to like one of the top of the VHS cases and he pulls out a couple of these RCA VHS tapes and he sets them down in front of you. He says, check these things out. These things are crazy, right? And they all have this freaking symbol on them. I'm gonna booze it out of the way here. Here, everybody can take one so you can see. He points to like this weird little like coil symbol that goes up and then loops around a couple of times and then goes back down. So
yeah,
it looks like
a lamp thing.
Like a filament.
Yeah, kind of like a filament, or like, it looks like an M that somebody like stretched out and there's like light coming off it. Like, what's up with those titles too? I haven't put any of these in yet.
Pool party.
I didn't want to watch them alone.
Piggy rump roast.
Except for this one, they all have today's date on them.
Today's date?
Oh yeah, 6/21.
Oh, that's weird. That's really weird.
Yeah.
Oh, good eye, man.
Oh, maybe
Wait,
it's like a coincidence
what's
or
that
something.
one say?
Like fate?
82,
82,
86, 90.
What's up for this
94?
one?
6/21.
Well, this one says
6/21.
2/27, 1987.
That's
Oh,
weird,
But it's
right?
crossed out and says
Like
Piggy.
it used to be Piggy.
Did they like
And then
re-record
they-
over it?
I assume
Looks
so.
like they might have recorded over it, and now it's rump roast. So back in 86, they had a pool party. 4 years later, they had this rump roast. 4 years after that,
Earlier,
or
82.
yeah.
Yeah, this was the last
It
one.
was just a dinner date.
Oh yeah.
Is there a camera for the pool?
There doesn't seem to be. And he's like, oh, if you mention the camera, he's like, oh yeah, that's the thing. So, of course, once I found this room, I wanted to know how he was recording all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's cameras everywhere in this place. Like, they're hidden in the walls. I followed some of the cables. He's got old VHS recorders everywhere. And there's, like, these little hidey holes that, like, crawl up into the things. I mean, my dad must have been clambering around everywhere. Oh, also, he says, and he goes over to, like, behind one of the VHS shelves, and he hefts up this old, like, rundown looking RCA video camcorder, like the one where you'd have to like open it up on the side and put the VHS in and close it to start recording. He's like,
Yep.
it's one of these things. I mean, like, it's a handheld camcorder. Like, my dad, what was he doing?
Well, I mean, if he was
We know what
filming
he
a
was
pool party.
Doing,
So,
Robert. I mean, recording all this.
did you not find a tape for June 21st, 94?
Nah. No, I mean all the other tapes are really just labeled with a date, and I haven't found any other ones that go like that. There's a
Nothing
couple.
else with the title.
No, I mean, okay, there's a couple. Like the one with the chicken dude said just like man eats an incredible amount of chicken, but
Okay,
like
so he labeled
Sure.
the good ones.
yeah,
He also
I guess.
labels them
but none
quite
of the,
literally.
none of the other ones had the symbol on them, which was pretty crazy.
But quick point of information outside of the game
Yeah.
information. Do these correspond to the years that the Olympics were held?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so that's not relevant. Okay. I just want to make sure this isn't like, oh, every 4 years he does these
We
things
recorded
during the Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
Okay, so because it's every 4 years and it's in the summer exactly when the Olympics would occur if
Oh,
there
yeah.
was Summer Olympics. Oh, more pie is ready.
There's the pie.
So, Robert, how did you find this room? I mean, you had
Yeah.
to push the beds aside, roll out the carpet. Like, if
Like
I
we
inherited a
planned.
hotel, like, your dad died 3 weeks ago, right? So,
Yeah.
you must have only been here a couple weeks ago. Your first thought was, you know what? I'm going to go to that weird room and roll back the carpet and look
I
on
mean,
the floor.
remodeling, right?
Nah, well, okay, so I've been sleeping here, all right? And while I was sleeping here, I wandered around the hotel and took a look, all that sort of stuff. Well, I found one of the cameras inside a wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there was, like, part of the wall that had worn away up in room 206, and I could see just the faintest glint of this glass beyond. So, of course, I was like, what the heck is that? So I pulled back a bit of the wall and saw the VHS camera. So then I just followed the cable. And there you go. It took me a while to figure out that the thing was actually a trap door, but, once I realized there might be other cameras in the other rooms, I kind of figured it out.
That makes sense. Interesting. We should
Well, we should watch this first video then.
yeah. Also, did anything specific? Did anything specific happen on 2/27? Like I don't remember your birthday, but like, does that have anything to do with it?
No, my birthday's in September, right? September 27th?
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go and watch.
Yeah,
this
I want to watch
dinner
Dinner
date.
Date.
Do you have
You guys
some...
want to go there? I found 3 of them. I wanted you guys to pick the first one to watch.
Well,
Well,
obviously
okay.
it's got to be the chronologically
Yeah.
first one.
Okay, all right.
Unless you found any other videos that we should watch first because they.
This is
Well,
gonna be fun one.
there is one more thing that I found, but we can't watch it. In fact, I don't really know what it is. So he goes over to this cardboard box that's on top of the VHS shelves and like reaches up and pulls it down. And you can see inside he pulled it down and it's this box filled with all these old light bulbs. Like, and not just like the light bulbs that you screw into like, the normal like circular light bulbs. It's got like the curly ones and like there's flash bulbs for cameras. Like the box is just full of those
Right.
things.
Mm-hmm.
And he brings those over and he sets it down with a clatter. And he reaches inside and is like, so I started digging around in here and look what I found. And he pulls out this, it's not a rectangle. It's more of a square with a single spool, but it still looks like kind of like a VHS tape, but it looks like somebody like chopped off half of it and made it like a single spool. And there's like just one, windy thing for it. He's like, any of you guys know what the heck this is?
So
Wait,
basically,
is
it
it-
looks like half one of these, basically, but like more.
But like elongated and stretched out.
Okay. Oh,
Is it
flat?
big?
It's kind of big. I mean, it's probably about like that big.
Oh, so it's an 8-track?
Yeah. You guys are looking at it. One of you is like, oh, that's a Betamax VHS.
Oh,
That's a Betamax
okay.
tape.
If it's 98, we would recognize Betamax.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't know what it is. And he's like, do any of you know what this is?
Yeah, it's the Betamaxes. They're actually much better
Yeah, higher
recording
quality.
instruments. It's just that they never made it into the industry, and they were very popular in Canada, but never made it in the U.S. and they went out of business.
Huh. Well, and he sets it down.
Does he have a machine for that here? Because they need a different kind of machine to play those.
Right. That was the thing. Like, I was looking around. It didn't fit in any of the machines I found in the room. And you guys can see, like, there's 2 or 3 VHS players,
Right.
but no Betamax players.
And that one's not labeled, right? It's just blank.
It is. As he sets it down, you can see that there's a single line of tape across it, and the line of tape just says doorway. And he sets it down on the table. It says,
Doorway.
I don't know what the heck it is. Anyway, I figured it wasn't that interesting as these things we could actually watch. So yeah, go ahead and put in dinner date.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you got some like popcorn? Can we crack some beers?
Well,
I brought a 6-pack.
I got some beers. You got
I have
beer?
one in the truck.
I mean, I brought it.
wasn't sure.
Case, I say, and I plop it down.
We
on
assumed
the-
it was a party.
Oh, man.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll run out and get the beers.
Okay.
You guys put the film in and get started. I'll be right
Okay,
back.
Here's the
Okay?
keys.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot. And so he heads up the stairs. You hear him go down the corridor and clunk up the stairs.
Well,
Go
Let's
pop in
get
dinner
started.
date.
wait a minute.
He's
Before
popping
you-
it in.
Before you do that, my friend,
That's great. Yeah.
do you two know each other?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He comes in to eat food sometimes. We chat.
yeah. Dude's a baker. I'm a lumberjack. Lumberjack. Sometimes we make pancakes.
He works all day.
So I don't know the two of you,
Yeah.
and I haven't talked to Robert in like almost 15 years now.
Been that long for you?
Well, I haven't seen him since high school.
Don't take this the wrong way, but that's kind of weird they'd randomly invite you to something like this.
Well, I can say the
Sorry.
same thing about you guys, right?
I
Like,
mean-
how do you guys know Robert?
We met at Burning Man. Did some you guys are like
I mean,
we
we know what Burning Man is.
Yeah.
so
Okay,
that's-
okay. Yeah,
But
things happen at Burning Man.
do either of you think it's suspicious that in all the years that he's been around that he invited the three of us to come to this thing? He didn't have any friends. He said he was in a band. He didn't have his bandmates to call upon.
I assumed it was a party, and like we, were close, or we were close, or once, and I kind of was hoping. Well, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, that's my whole point.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, do you think there's a VHS player in the office?
I mean the place by the gate, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, probably. I mean, although if there's a security place in there, it'd be weird to have one down here.
All right, guys. So I'm going
a few moments
I'm
go
going to
by.
grab this tape. I'm going to go up the stairs.
Okay, a few moments go by as you guys are talking. Like right as you grab the tape, you see the little box that I talked about before. You hear this, bang, and like the white light on it goes on,
Okay.
and then it clicks off.
All right. As soon as I hear it, I
How does
actually
that
will
mean?
double up my speed to get out to look to see if the gate is open and he's headed off.
Yeah, you run out the door just in time to see like, Robert like pushing the gate open
Right.
and like heading off with the keys to the Datsun.
All right. So
Oh,
I will-
that's right. That's
I will look from the room to make sure that he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I will call downstairs and say, guys, you should come up here because I don't know what's happening here. This does not make sense. I did not know Robert that well. He was a cool kid when he was in high school, but this doesn't make sense. Who calls some random strangers together to watch some weird tapes?
It's about reconnecting, man. I mean, this is not
Yeah.
what I thought.
He's realized he doesn't really have very many friends. The friends he thought he had in that band.
His dad
are
died.
Not
Maybe
his
it's just
friend.
some weird mourning thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, if
he's
you didn't
probably-
know him that well, this is how he's going to get to know him.
You hear like the swing of the Datsun truck door opening as Robert's like in there in the back seat, and you see him like grab the six pack, and you hear like bam as he slams the Datsun.
Oh, but then
truck door.
I guess
Yeah.
I'm sort of on the stairs behind you then talking to
Okay.
you then.
The main thing is, look,
I don't want to be yelling all this weird stuff. Like, his dad's probably mourning, but like, yeah.
I just don't feel comfortable. Like, if they slam that trap door on us and trap us down there, we're stuck down there.
Why would he do that?
Why would anyone call three strangers together to watch some random tapes that he saw that he did not watch yet? Why would he not have watched these on his own before calling us over here?
Man, you need to chill out a little bit.
Look,
There's
I
another-
Just
spent
enjoy the moment.
There's another from downstairs as he pushes the gate open again. And then
Look at
That's what that is. It's the motion or the sensor.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the-
yeah. It freaked me out. Sorry, but like, look, let's.
it's
I don't
just
know.
not right.
Maybe he just like wrote this on there. Maybe he watched these, wrote this on there, and is just trying to, I don't know, relive some part of his dad. I don't know. He wasn't close. I think he's just, I don't know. It is weird. I know it's fucking weird. I don't know, man.
Because it sounds like neither of you know him very well either.
I mean,
Hey, did
I
you
know-
guys get
I know
started
pretty
yet?
well.
I got the
No,
beers.
we thought we'd wait for you.
We
Trying
can't find the play button.
Yeah, no. We wanted to wait for you. It wouldn't be reasonable for us to start watching. You said you hadn't watched these yet.
Oh yeah, sure, man. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Let's get started. And he like walks towards you. He unclicks one of the beers from like the plastic and hands it
Sure.
over. He's like,
This is the beer you bought?
Yeah, it's the beer from my truck.
yeah, it's from his
Right.
truck.
Sure.
I mean, it's canned too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So he gets one for himself and like takes the other two like down the steps.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are you guys are already down there?
No, we
Well, he was out.
we wait till he comes back in.
Right.
Did you guys not ever come up?
I came up a
I
bit,
didn't.
but we were still talking.
Okay,
to you,
I will
'cause otherwise
follow him
yelling,
down,
that'd be
Okay,
weird.
letting
that's
him
fine.
go down first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I go back down.
So he like
From the
cracks the
stairs.
beer open on the stairs. You guys are going down and puts it to the lips. And starts
Cheers.
So once
your
people start
dad.
drinking, I will hand the tape.
Yeah, too dead, man.
I will hand the tape back and
drinking. Thanks, guys.
have you guys put it in the machine.
Well, damn. We'll pop it
Yeah.
in.
Excuse me. No, we can't block the whole thing.
You can
Yeah,
put,
yeah.
put it below. Just put like under the table. I meant. Never mind.
Never mind. I understood what you meant, but I don't think we could get that effect going. Yeah, so we start playing the tape. I'm going to stay standing.
Okay. Oh,
I'm guessing we have to because there's only one chair down there. So.
Yeah, he actually like there's only one chair and like as you guys are like about to put the table, he's like, oh shoot. Here,
I
let
just sit on the floor.
me run up and grab some chairs from the office.
Wait,
Alright?
aren't there VHS machines upstairs in the office and in
I didn't see
in
any.
each room?
I think the security's down here.
No, like normal VHS machines where people could play VHS tapes. This is a hotel. Don't they have these in every room? Plus, isn't there like a security system in the main office where they would play tapes?
It's an old place. They might not. I mean, he might just put it all down here.
It's
Oh, yeah.
98 now. It's not like we're in the 70s still.
No, but when the place came in, I don't know.
No, but you're right. That's weird. There should be like VHSs in the room and stuff, right?
Yeah, every room should have a VHS machine, and there should be one in the office that's for security.
Well, you said your dad was a weird guy. Maybe he was a little paranoid about it.
Yeah, maybe you just wanted people to talk to each other. I don't know.
It's all right. We don't need a chair. Let's just get to this. We'll stand.
Yeah, let's find out what happens
I mean,
in
you guys
dinner
should-
date.
I feel like we're a little tense. Like, just relax.
I am relaxed. Oh.
It's kind of hard to relax. All this is really weird.
All right. Well, I understand. Look, thank you for coming. All right?
Sure.
I appreciate that at least. Yeah. Pop it in. So you guys pop it in and hit play. So it plays on the lower middle monitor. It's like at the Bank of 9. It plays on the lower middle one, and there's like the blue screen before, and then the little word "play" up in the corner, and there's a snowy fuzz, like a that sort of thing, and then it clicks in, and you can see that it's obviously, first of all, it's obviously a handheld video. Like you get like the fisheye lens when it gets too close to things and that sort of stuff, and you can see that it's obviously taking place during night. And there's like a light attached to the front of the camera, like a flashlight or something like that, that's illuminating the space in front of it. You can see that there's a red door with the words, with the letter 204 hanging out in brass letters, and you're pretty sure it's the door in the motel. And the camera just like stares at that door for about a good 5 seconds, and it's completely silent. Just like all you hear is the whirring of the tape in the machine, and then there's a muffled kind of coming from inside the door, and then a hand reaches out and grabs onto the door handle and gives a and the door to the motel room opens up, and as it swings open wide, you see a scene where there's these 2 beds with a lamp in between them, and 2 chairs, like those like kind of brown wooden chairs back to back. And in these chairs are 2 figures. One sat back to back, both with these burlap hoods over their heads. And they're tied up with this strong, like, taut hemp rope, like, wrapped around the entirety of the chairs on both sides. And they're, like, tied tight and struggling against the chairs, just, like, just, like, muttering and mumbling. And you can tell from the moans that it's probably a man and a woman, although you can't be exactly sure. Set up around the couple are these black floodlights with lights are, like, turned fully on, just beaming down light on the couple. And they're, like, struggling back and forth, and their shadows, like, play on the hotel wall behind them. And the camera, like, slowly walks inside. And as it walks inside, you see this flash of light come off from the left, and it's like a flashlight that goes light on, it turns on, turns off, turns on, turns off, and the camera swings to the left to reveal a man wearing what looks to be this like white mask, like a white sock mask, like a baklava or balaclava. Is that what it is? It's gonna be another thing.
Don't get it mixed up. You get honey all over your face.
A balaclava.
I'm still spooked, but that's great.
It's the B words that get me, James. This balaclava, with like you can see his eyes through the hole in like the mouth slit, and he's holding a flashlight and he's clicking it on and off, just in like no discernible random pattern, and then the camera swings back around to the couple like tied up in the chair, and the floodlights, just like cast down on them, and they start like shaking back and forth. And then eventually you see 2 other white masked figures who seem to appear out of seemingly nowhere, just like walk into the frame, and they go up behind the floodlights and they start flicking them off and then turning them back on. So you just get like this strobe light effect. And you can see as this strobe light goes on and off, the man and the woman like starts to like freak out and get like more, they rock back and forth more intensely. And then somebody shouts out, "It's not working!" And then another man shouts out, "The hoods! Get off the hoods!" And then somebody strides forward and like rips off both of the burlap sack hoods. And you can see that there's a red-haired man and like a brown-haired woman like struggling, and the man like shakes his head a bit as he like looks around. You can see he's got a gag stuffed into his mouth, and he looks at the camera and you see his eyes wide with terror and fear, and you hear him go "Aah!" and scream one final time before the light finally hits him, and there's this white flash that like overcomes the entirety of the camera lens, and then when the light goes out again, there's nothing there but their clothes. And then there's as the tape goes like to snow and then ends. And just
Did it look
nope.
Did it look like their bodies disappeared and their clothes just fell?
Stay there. Yeah. Holy sweet fuck, Robert says.
Your dad makes pretty interesting movies. I mean, that's like a pretty like those effects are crazy. Is this like did your dad like try to be a filmmaker or something?
Robert's just like standing there in stone cold silence. His like beer's in his hand, like kind of fizzing a little bit.
Robert,
What in the hell was that?
is that not? What do you mean?
That was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it was.
That's like
Oh, to hell with this! I'm calling the freaking cops. And like he turns around and heads back up the stairs.
that's like a joke, right?
Okay.
I also follow you after
Yeah.
you walk. After you start walking.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab these last 2 tapes.
You take them with you?
Are you following us?
I guess I will. I grabbed my beer though.
Okay.
Yeah, we bring our beer.
Yeah, I'll bring your beers. All right.
We're not animals.
Yeah, of course. You guys head up the stone steps and get out back into the room 103, and you see Robert like hurrying out into the area with the pool, and he runs across the courtyard of the motel and makes his way over to the office and like opens it wide, and you can see him walk in there with a telephone. You know, he picks up the cordless phone. You see him dial, and he like picks up the phone, and you see him talking to the receiver from the office. You guys just like come out room 103 or like
We follow him to the
I mean,
office.
I chase him. I'm like trying to say like it's fine. It's not real, Robert. It's obviously just some weird movie.
Hey,
What?
that whatever that was, that's messed up.
I mean, you don't think it's real?
I mean, even if it's not real, like to just film that with no context, no explanation, like
It's like an art house or something.
See,
I don't know.
you
guess.
guys open the door to the office as you're saying these things. You hear Robert. He's like, "Yeah, no, they're my dad's tapes. Yeah, but they're weird. No, just look. I think my dad maybe my dad was responsible for killing somebody. Yeah. Yes. 10 minutes? Okay. All right, see you then. Yeah, it's the King's Carriage. Yeah, out on Highway 101. All right. He hangs the phone up. The cops are on their way.
Is there a TV in this office?
No.
There's no.
Are there TVs in the rooms?
There doesn't seem to be. There wasn't one in 103 that you saw.
You should ask.
Unless,
I feel like
given my spazziness, I described one earlier. There's not. There's no
Okay.
TVs in the rooms.
That's
So-
got to be fake, Robert.
Let's go up and check out 204.
I mean, I hope it is. He says, 204.
yeah,
oh,
that was
yeah. 204.
That's the room where
yeah.
they filmed it.
Yeah, have you looked under the floors of any of the other rooms?
Well, no.
but that's on the second floor. Like, what would under the floor would be 104, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh yeah, it is second floor.
It's kind of a moot point, right? Like, the cops are going to be here soon anyway.
I want to just watch the next tape.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be like, I'm sure maybe one of the other ones is like something.
He thinks for a second. He's like, I mean, the cops might take him. Like,
It might be our last chance.
I wouldn't mind.
Sure, better.
Yeah, what's your other interesting
yeah,
ideas your dad
I'm
had?
too curious not to see.
You want to check him out? And he's like, yeah, let's do it.
All right.
I mean, I'm like shaking, man, but like that was so like, it's beautiful effects.
Give me a moment.
What?
I'm gonna run out back to the truck, get my gun out of the glove compartment.
Okay, cool.
Are we talking like a handgun? or like
having a
rifle, or-
gun.
Handgun.
Okay, you work in the Navy, so it's not unreasonable that you could be carrying a gun.
Not only that,
water gun.
I'm an ex-Navy who works on base.
On base,
like
yeah.
we
Makes sense.
keep our licenses and we keep our sidearms.
What kind of gun is this?
Whatever
M1911.
standard issue at the time. I think it would have been a Glock, but like a lower.
Like an M1911.
Yeah, because the Glocks we have today are.
I played Call of Duty once.
Yeah.
Sure then.
It's whatever the old military standard issue back in the late 90s was.
Gotcha.
I think it was still a Glock, but like a earlier generation version of it.
Okay. So yeah, Robert, he sees you running back with the gun as he's like heading down. He's like, whoa, what's that for?
Look, I don't know what's happening here, but clearly something weird is going on, and I just want to be ready.
Well, something weird went on. Like, the cops are on the way, man. They don't want to see you with a gun.
Yeah, that's how you get yourself shot.
That's gonna be bad.
They're not gonna shoot me. They're the cops, man.
Dude, it happens all the time.
I know where you're from, but the cops don't shoot military guys here around here. I'm not gonna pull a
Are you
gun on
wearing
you.
like an obvious military sort of thing?
No.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
How are they gonna know? Like, what if they see you with that thing and they draw on fire? Like, I'm not gonna have one of my friends get killed over some dumb old tapes.
They're not gonna do it. We're in context, dudes. We're white
I don't
on the western coast of Oregon.
know, man. Like,
All of us know that cops can be trusted not to shoot us.
I
I suppose.
just feel kind of uncomfortable with that thing around, you know?
Yeah, that's on
It makes me a little
safety's on,
nervous.
right?
Yeah.
You guys know it's 1998, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a baker.
Robert's bohemian.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
guess-
around a bunch of kind of hippies. Maybe not you.
I
so
would
much.
probably be okay with that. I feel like Jim goes hunting from time to time.
I mean, my guy likes horror movies, so he's sort of like, but
Yeah.
the real stuff, it's fucking freaky. So he sees with his eyes. But
Well,
anyway,
whatever, man. Let's get to it. Those cops are going to be here before
Yeah.
too terribly.
Come on.
I want to see pool
keeps-
party.
Yep.
He
The
keeps his
next one?
eyes. He keeps his eyes on the gun as you guys go down the stairs.
That's fine. You should always keep your eye on the gun.
I
That's
drink
a
more
good
of my
rule
beer.
thumb.
Yeah. So does Robert.
So, pool party 86.
Woo!
Sure. Yeah. Why not? Next
There
one
we
in
go.
chronological
Pop
order.
it in.
4 years later,
Shoom.
June 21st.
So there's another like blue screen and like this of static, and then it comes up. You can tell that this time it's handheld video again. This time you're in the passenger seat of a car, and it looks like the headlights of this car are illuminating this dark road, and in front of you, as the yellow lines like pass underneath the car, you can see that there's a van, like a family style van that probably would have existed back in the 80s, like one of those like sliding door minivan sort of affairs.
Like an Astro.
Yeah, kind of something a family would take on a road trip, right? And you can see that it's like following the car behind it for a while, and whoever is driving the car that the camera is in keeps flashing their lights at like the back of the van, just turning their high beams on and off, and eventually like the van like slows down a bit and then pulls over to the side of the road, and there's this cut, like there's this like static and fizz, and then it cuts to like the camera being at a crooked angle and like backed away from the same van that the lights were lighting up earlier, and the van's door is slid back, and you can see that there's these two men in white masks dragging away this girl with like long blonde hair, and they're dragging her out of the van, and she's screaming just like, "Ah, let me go, you freaks!" Basically like slapping their hands and stuff like that. And you can see that there's another man in the front seat of the car, of the van, and he's standing there just kind of ramrod straight as this other guy in a white mask is holding a pistol on him at the car window, and they're dragging the girl out of the car and just like dragging her along. And as you're watching this, you can see, because it's all illuminated by the camera's attached light and the lights of the car that the camera was in, you hear this like woof, 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 and you see this white dog, like this kind of bigger, like almost like mastiff size, like white shaggy dog, like run into the frame and like run up to the girl and like run around the guys in the white masks who are like dragging her out of the car and getting her like off the road and stuff, and she's like screaming and clawing at them, and the dog like is jumping up and barking and stuff like that. And then the camera cuts, just like there's static, and then it fizzes over, and now you see a scene where you're back at the motel, and this is obviously viewed from somebody standing on top of like the walkway balcony that looks out over the pool, and you can see that there are like probably 8 of these white masked figures all standing by the motel's pool, and they have flashlights, and they're flicking the flashlights on and off like at the pool, just all at random intervals. There's like these flashing strobing lights, and there's this bang from below the walkway, and you hear this scream as the same girl from the van is dragged out by another white masked man and dragged out towards the pool, and she's like screaming, and her feet are scraping against the cement of the motel grounds, and she like is flailing about, and the guy like pulls her back to the pool's edge, and this throws her into the pool, just, and she flies back and splashes into the pool with like this gush of water just goes everywhere. And she like puts her head up to the surface and breaks the surface, and you see her hair like slick back, and she's like, and she like reaches her hands up and she starts to like claw her way to the side. And then there's this massive like greenish light that floods the view as they turn on the pool lights. Just this huge like greenish pillar of light that envelops her entirely as she's trying to hopelessly doggy paddle her way, and they keep clicking the flashlights at her. And then there's another bright green flash of light, and you watch as like the girl's like white dress just kind of like floats there in the water by itself. And then there's another like oof oof sound as you see the dog like run around the men holding the flashlights and bark and pant at them. And then there's a static as the VHS ends.
Oh, can I ask a question about the video?
Yeah.
Does the hotel look decrepit like it does now, or does it look pretty? Or from what we see in the video, does it look like a normal, like it would look if it was in service, or does it still look kind of decrepit from what we see in the video?
It looks more like it's been in service. I mean, this is a few years back, right?
Yeah.
So.
I was curious.
When you say her clothes are floating there, are they floating
It's
there?
just she had like a white dress on, and like they're just floating in the water.
Okay, so it's not like her, like she became invisible or something like that, but the clothes are still there.
Yeah.
That was more realistic than the last one.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you were right to call the cops, man.
Maybe my dad was just into making weird. And then there's a from the buzzer box.
I like slam onto like whatever.
Yeah, everybody's
like
supposed
holy
to
shit.
Yeah, I know. Like there's like a jolt of like, oh my gosh.
Oh. Put it to the front camera gate. Who's there?
It's probably the cops, right?
Or video or whatever.
Yeah. There's not actually any gate of the front or any camera on the front gate, which is kind of weird.
That is weird for a security camera.
Are these all still working? Have you turned on all the cameras to see what the other 8 screens will show?
No, I don't think I have. I think you had to turn on each camera individually.
Well,
Let me go take care of the cops first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because they're probably, and he turns around and starts to head up the stairs, and just as he's leaving, you all hear the again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow him up.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't stay
Yeah.
here.
Okay. So you're about to follow him up, and then he's up the stairs, and he's like getting to the top of the trapdoor, and then you all hear another.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of them. How many police did he call?
Are those the songs?
That's
Just
the
to
sound,
clarify.
that's the sound
Yeah.
of the buzzer going off every time somebody passes by the sensor.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a sound it made when the gate was open.
No.
It's actually a sound when someone comes in.
The
Okay,
sensor,
or
yeah.
goes out. Okay.
Like 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
horrifying.
Right.
Listen, if there were like 8 or 10 people in that video,
Yeah.
like even if your dad was one of them,
He's already walked up.
Oh, he's like Robert's head's like the top of the stairs. He goes, "Oh hey, buddy! Oh come here, doggy, come here!
Oh.
Come on, boy!"
Robert? Is it the cops?
No, it's just like this large white dog.
Robert,
Oh shit! Oh shit! And he like runs back. You hear him like run out of the stairs. Like he
Right.
goes, rather than heading back into the trap door,
Right.
he runs up the stairs.
Right.
And he slams the trap door behind him.